Hi, I'm Cole Tanner. Today we're going to talk about the techniques for your first trip into the woods with your ozonics. First and foremost, the biggest thing you need to think about when it comes to techniques is setup. And when we talk about setup, we either talk about setting it up in an open air environment, which would be in a tree stand or hunting off the ground, and a closed air environment, which would be hunting in a blind. So let's start off by talking through that open air environment in a tree stand or hunting off the ground. There's really three things that you need to live and die by: the height of the unit, the direction, and the angle. So let's start out with height. We generally want to have that unit 8 to 12 inches above your head from the position that you hunt from. So for me, I stand the majority of the time. If you're the person that sits, then you would want to have that unit set accordingly. Next, it's all about direction. We always want to make sure that we're exhausting the ozone from that unit in the downwind direction. We're not trying to treat you, we're trying to treat the odor coming off of you. So let's just say I'm sitting in a tree stand now, and this is the upwind side, and this is the downwind side. I would want to position that unit so it's pointed in the downwind direction. And third, it's all about angle. Generally, we want that unit at about a 30-degree angle, and that's for a 0 to 12 mile an hour wind. If the wind gets over that 12 to 15 miles an hour, we want to take that unit and we want to angle it more vertically down. Think about your ozonics like a water bottle. If I'm trying to pour a bottle of water out really slow, I just barely tip it. If I'm trying to pour it out fast, I just tip it straight upside down. In essence, on a windier day, we're trying to pour that ozone into your downwind side faster. So just think about that: height, direction, and angle. Now let's talk through a closed air environment or a blind setup. We call it a closed air environment because you're putting walls and a floor and a ceiling all around you. You're really controlling where the air comes in and out of the blind. The most important thing to remember is we're not trying to treat the air in the blind. We're trying to treat the air leaving the blind. The air leaving the blind is what's getting to the animal. So to do that, we want to try to create a draft through the blind. We want to let the air in and let the air out. So we're going to open a window on the upwind side and then position that unit inside the blind in that downwind direction. What we've seen is that it can really be a slam dunk because you're bottlenecking where that odor is going out of that blind and creating that situation where that ozone could come in contact with that odor. If you're looking for a technique to take your hunting to the next level, think about how you can use your ozonics from the minute you leave the truck to the minute you get back. I think we've really started to see so many men and women that are understanding the power of their ozonics in a tree stand or a blind. But then on the way in and out, they have their ozonics inside their backpack. A great option to be able to use your ozonics is the Kinetic pack. The ozonics fits right in the top of the pack. So from the minute you leave the truck to the minute you get back at the end of the day, you're using your ozonics to help eliminate your odor every step of the way. I think that we all know that the way we get in and out of a stand on a day-to-day can be just as important as where we hunt that day. Use your ozonics with the Kinetic pack to harness that power. The last technique that I would suggest when you first start hunting with your ozonics is just hunt the way you hunt. Don't do a thing differently. Just exhaust that ozone in the downwind side in that tree stand. We talk a lot about hunting the right way, hunting the right stand on the right day on the right wind. Just do what you do. Like we said, exhaust that ozone into the downwind side, and what you're going to experience is what everyone experiences. You're going to have an animal on the downwind side that shouldn't be there, that your experience has taught you that should have winded you, and they won't. And when that happens, the light bulb will go on and the wheels will start to turn. You're going to start to say, man, what else could I get away with? Where else could I push the envelope? As you gain confidence with this unit, you're going to start to think about that big buck that you've never seen on the hoof that walks down that tree line only on a west wind. You are going to start to harness the power that an ozonics can give you. Thanks for watching our video today on the techniques for your first trip out in the woods with your ozonics. If you have any other questions, jump on our website at ozonicsHunting.com or give us a call at 979-285-2401. Thanks again, and good luck hunting.